Okay, now let's talk about batch texting. Just for speed, I won't read all this list, but we have the three primary ways, and we'll really focus at the bottom there on the differentiating SMS from reports feature. As you can see, some of the others have limitations. So let's start with the list view method. I've got a list view here that has got some criteria. And in my particular criteria, I have purposefully left somebody with a mobile phone field that is null, and another one that has the SMS opt-out, so that I could show it doesn't really matter. The system will protect you. It won't ever send to an opted-out person, and obviously it won't send to a blank phone number. The best practice is to put that into your criteria so that they're not even in your list, but in case you forget, the system's got your back. So we're just going to do a quick send here. Luckily, I've got some helpers on the line that are going to answer these, and we're going to use folders and templates to do this. Even the folder concept is unique to 360 SMS because people have a lot of folders, and it's good to categorize them. So I'm just going to choose a particular template. We don't have time to talk about how to construct a template, but just take a look here. Our templates are very robust. You can go up many tables, many objects up from the core object. So here I'm getting the first name generically of the contact owner so that I can have a really generic text message going out. Secondly, we have scheduled messages where you can just pick the sweet spot of when you think this should be delivered, pick the time and the date, and then the message will go out on that time and date. And I'll just cancel that for today since we're going to get these out right now. And we're just going to get them blasted. Now, I've got some automation in this one that we're going to talk about when we get to the automation section, but you're going to see people are going to start answering these pretty quickly. There it is. And they usually will come pretty rapid fire after the first thing. The beauty about text messaging is it works. And as we mentioned in the previous section about the incoming alerts, we're getting notified via sound, email, and the sidebar is also updating itself. So we've got some people already responding to us. Now, I wanted to prove, though, what happened with Chris here. We want to make sure that she did not get the message, right? So she did not get the message. And in fact, we want to make sure that when somebody is opted out, that they'll never get a message. So what happens in the interface is if you try to ping somebody that's opted out, you'll get a nice, little friendly warning that says, hey, this record's unsubscribed. Now, in the batch, you don't want a bunch of those popping up, so it just skips through and ignores those. Let's move on to the next method, which is campaigns. Campaigns are a little bit more robust because you can add 50,000 campaign members to a campaign. That's a standard Salesforce feature. And all you do is just press this little button here. Basically the same exact interface. You choose your template however you want to send the template. Blast it out, same exact thing. It still supports schedule, still supports MMS, all that cool stuff. And then lastly, let's move on to the last and most robust method and very distinct to 360 SMS. And this is the ability to write your own native Salesforce reports like you can see here that I've done. And I'm just going to choose a particular report here that's got some criteria. It's actually a cross-object one looking for people in a certain campaign, so forth. And if I want, I can actually view the report just to prove it's a real native Salesforce report. The only big thing is you got to put the contact ID or the record ID on the report in some column because it's got to loop through that. And so what we do here is asking us, do you want to do MMS with this and choose a picture? I'm not going to do that for right now, just to speed up the demo. But I do have to pick and tell it what is my ID field. So it's going to loop through that and then send the SMS. So when you send the SMS, it prompts again for the same old deal, same template. Again, it supports scheduling, MMS, all that cool stuff. The definite differentiator here is we have the ability to send unlimited number of records. It is really not limited at all, even though it says up to 40K. That limit is no longer there. As long as the report returns some rows with contact IDs and mobile numbers, you can just blast them away. You'll have to wait a while if you're sending 50,000. That concludes the batch scheduled texting.